Yes, I and a very, very wonderful good morning to you, Karibuni Sana, to the Black Out Fire Network Media for the 21st century. This is the Pan African Bliss Show. My name is Joby. I hope you are doing great this wonderful morning. 9 minutes to 12, and we are vibrating new positivity because that is what we are all about here on the Black Out Fire Network Media for the 21st century. I want to welcome you, it being the 7th of September, and I hope you are doing great. And of course, it's on a Tuesday. We know how many people, or rather how people do get to do it on a Tuesday. It's on a terrific Tuesday, and of course, you might be chilling, listening to us on our special broadcast today because we have an amazing show lined up for you. You could be ordering some pizza out there, some KFC, or whatever it is that you want to keep it busy with yourself. It is cold here in Nairobi, but we are all about still positive vibes. Karibuni sana to the Black Out Fire Network Media for the 21st century. And of course, remember, we are live and interactive on our social media handles. We are on Facebook at the Black Out Fire Network radio station. We are on Twitter, the Black Out Fire Network, as well as use the hashtag Pan African Bliss Joby and hashtag Black Out Fire Network. You can also find us on Instagram as you get to interact with us concerning, how is your September coming along so far, and maybe the plans that you had for yourself today, and whatever goals that you are looking forward to set on this particular day. I do hope that before the end of the day, you'll be able to achieve whatever you are affirming and manifesting on. You can also call us in, SMS us, or WhatsApp us at the +254 754 730. Because we have an amazing show, as I said, lined up for you. We also have our website, and once you log on to the website, you can feel free to create your own profile as get to enjoy these amazing vibes. In case you have missed any of these shows, or in case you are joining us for the first time, you can also check what we are all about, because we get to these matters concerning our African brothers and sisters, and it's not all about checking about the issues that have been affecting us. It's all about bringing up a solution. Karibuni sana. You can also download the app on the Google Play Store, and once you download the app, you can enjoy this African vibe that we have all the way from the 254 to wherever you are. You could be in Nigeria, you could be here in the 254 itself, you could be in Tanzania, Uganda, or maybe in the diaspora, and we are all about positivity. Nonetheless, I just want to say Karibuni, and as I always keep on saying, my Tuesdays are literally always chilled. I don't know why, but I'm always chilled on Tuesdays. But it is a good one. And you know how we start our show. We have some amazing African proverbs, African wisdoms, some words of wisdom just to keep you going on the day, because we need someone to keep on motivating us. We need motivation on a daily basis. We need motivation. Despite everything that has been happening on the world today, we need to keep on, with the positive mentality. It's the same way that Dr. Mombi was saying yesterday. So many people have been focused on the fear. So many people have been instilled, in the fear that the government has really instilled in us, that in such a way you are in so much negativity, you are scared of yourself, you are scared to face the reality, you are scared to face challenges, you are scared to face new things, and you need to stop all that and focus on yourself, because she said we end up judging ourselves too much because of what the world wants us to think about ourselves, what the world reflects on us. But at the end of the day, you need to realize that this life is fully 100% your responsibility. And the quote of the day is just a wisdom word and a wisdom quote, and I want to vibrate unto you, as I hope that you're going to reflect it with positivity and not with negativity. It goes by: be more concerned with your character than your reputation, because your character is what you really are, while your reputation is merely what others think of you. I'll repeat: be more concerned with your character than your reputation, because your character is what you really are, while reputation is merely what others think about you. And that is totally true, because most of us, I think, I do keep on saying, we allow most people to judge or rather control our lives. We are concerned about our reputation, but we forget that this reputation is what others want to think about us. But we are the main character of ourselves. You are you as you are, wherever you are. You as a General Mosquito, you as Samuel, you as me as Joby, you as someone else. Whoever you really are, there's no one who can ever take your place. That is who you really are, and you need to reflect and vibrate higher onto that, and stop focusing more on your reputation. Reputation is just something that people got time to build up before, at the end of the day, because of are you going to reflect your characters. So do not focus much on about that. I did get to play you some African beats. I don't know what I'm not I can't say I'm not a fan of African beats, because music is one of the way that it used to communicate. Actually, if you look at the ways of communication way back, we had music, we had hymns, we had trumpets, we had so many things, and music was one of the way of communicating in different communities, different cultures, in different languages. And some African beats is one of the way to vibrate on you, and I hope that you did get to enjoy that. Before we get onto real entertainment, because today we'll be discussing some deeper matters. Yesterday I did get to give a hint about the how of course also reflecting to what Dr. Mumbi was really telling us about us judging ourselves, considering that we have left our history behind, we have forgotten more about ourselves, we have neglected the true nature of ourselves. But this is due to also neglecting the fact that we are the bloodline, we are the lifeline of our ancestors, which is super true. And of course, most of us are in denial. I can say personally, I was also in denial, because I did get to speak some time back on there was a time we were talking about some what makes you unique as an African, what describes you as an African in the Rhythm Scoop show. And we were arguing here with Kate and Spikes, and I did get to say that some time back, rather even right now, let me not mention time back, and of course reflect with the life that our ancestors, our parents, our grandparents have grown up with. There was a time that right now, if I reflect on the life of the city, let me just say in general, because that is what most people are really living. In the life of the city, you find that if children are born, they're not going to be given the names of the ancestors or maybe their grandparents, because they also mostly believe that you're gonna acquire this certain kind of characters, and maybe your grandma, she's an arguing person. It's not like she's really arguing, really, but these people, they do get to see further. Even if you climb on top of a tree, that is what you say, you can never see where an elder person sees. So you being given a name of an ancestors, they claim that you're going to acquire this certain kind of characters. If she is an arguing person, you're going to be an arguing person. If she is a night runner, you're going to become a night runner, and so and so and so on. But when you look way back, our names, or rather the names of our ancestors and our parents and our grandparents, were given unto us. It was like a form of considering our bloodlines, where we are coming from, and also our form of our respect, and also history, because I do believe each and every part where we really come from, we are a history behind each and every each and every place. David Brown, karibu sana. I can see saying hi. I hope you are doing great. Karibu sana to today's shows. I hope you are doing great, and you are vibrating higher, because today I have an amazing show lined up for you. I'll be talking a little bit about Nigeria. I'll be also talking a little bit of the matters of yesterday. I did get to give a little bit of a on the 254 to Jadili show about WhatsApp, being sued because we're not giving people privacy. But right now, it has come into a consideration that people, they need space to be able to how do I say, to express themselves. Through social media, and of course, we did also get to see some time back in some particular countries. The Twitter has been shut down. We don't know about other countries, if even here in Kenya, if it happens, because Kenya is actually considered as the most bullying people, especially when it comes to the social media. And I can say so because Kenyans joke too much. But again, we are all about positive. But karibuni sana. We're gonna take a short musical break. When we come back, we're gonna get deeper into today's topic. If it's the Black Out Network, we're gonna be right back. As I said, we are interactive on our social media handles. We are on Facebook at the Black Out Network radio station, on Twitter as well, and you can also find us on Instagram at the Black Out Network as well. Call us in, SMS us, or WhatsApp us at the +254 754 402 730. I want to play you one of my most currently amazing jam. This by the one and only Snyder, the Don Dada. Is how she says it for me. She just pronounces it in a very good way. And this is keeping it fresh. And I hope you are keeping it fresh as we get to vibrate positivity all the way to from here to wherever you are listening to us.
It's Snyder, the Don Dada. Snyder, the Don Dada. More. Any kama cake, mina die hate. Kama scientist, mina eradicate. Kama buku, mina die wa educate. Jua sina rela, so si die hate. Bitches hating, bitches lying. Bitches saying sort of this, I keep denying. Sema ni matanga akakuja na mapanga, nikisema ni kuhanya mtatoroka kama panya. Fresh the east, na wakule kama fees. Mimi niko disease, na wakule kama juice. Ukipasta disease, kuna full speed, I'm what's in it. Sing around full speed. Matunga zimeiva ziko fresh. Macheki zimeiva ziko fresh. Swaga iko lit, iko fresh. Mean girls zimeiva niko fresh. Madunga zimeiva ziko fresh. Swaga iko lit, iko fresh. Macheki zimeiva ziko fresh. Mean girls zimeiva niko fresh. Allah, ebunyonga your bitch, Gigi Muiki 17 beam super S from the cast before S kuna M sijabu kunet pindo yule empress kama rasi ko blaze na sisuki na stash. Yeah yo, I do physical, I don't do cash. Niki hooligan, kiki ya bash. Sakira kiban, selecta wote gwan. Pull up, tumeshikisha yo. Kodo machu kodo yeah. Tomato nikinyanya zikinyanya yeah. Matunza zimeiva ziko fresh. Macheki zimeiva ziko fresh. Swaga iko lit, iko fresh. Mean girls zimeiva niko fresh. Maduro ziko fresh. Swaga iko lit, iko fresh. Macheki zimeiva ziko fresh. Mean girls zimeiva niko fresh. Katan nimekataa kukaa. Utamaji rantu ipashi fan. Nibi wote kwanza kishashi ban. Na kishashi ban kumoto bada dan. Isokote nile some days, run the him that get the panas to see, take on the cigarette, Zayule Mandishi, Fritamuka Fantasy, Sika cheap Allah, I got the sauce, I got the qual, nice swag, swimming taco, dog and brother, swimming swag, my slow mother, the TV, but it goes fresh, my take it in me. Fresh, swaga iko lit, iko fresh. Mean girls zimeiva niko fresh. Maduro zimeiva ziko fresh. Swaga iko lit, iko fresh. Macheki zimeiva ziko fresh. Mean girls zimeiva niko fresh.
Yes, I.
This is Black Media for the 21st century.
Media for the 21st century. This is the Blackout Radio, and of course, you are listening to the Pan African Bliss Show. My name is Joby. I hope you did get to vibrate that one fresh all the way. I think it's here from the 254, neither the Don Dada, and she the most. I love her vibes. I love just the way she's singing. I love the vocals. I love everything that she's doing. 4 minutes past 12, and I want to say karibuni sana once again. And I hope that you are vibrating positively, because do remember how you vibrating, how you're going to reflect your life into reality. And I do hope that you're not keeping the low vibrations onto yourself, because yeah, we're all about positive vibes here on the Blackout Fire Radio. And of course, I'm you a little bit of some entertainment before we get onto the real matters of the day. Karibuni sana. Of course, do remember to interact with us. We are live and interactive on our social media handles. We are on Facebook at the Black of Fire Network Radio Station, on Twitter at the Black of Fire Network, as we use the hashtag Pan African Bliss with Joby and hashtag Blackout Fire Network as well. You can also interact with us on our Instagram page as you slide on the DM and slide on the DM. That is what I mean. Interact with us as you tell us how is the September coming along so far, and maybe the goals. Do you feel like you're gonna be able to achieve the goals that you had set for yourself on this particular month, or maybe on this particular day, it being the 7th of September? Karibuni sana once again. You can also feel free to join our website, which has been upgraded. Once you join into the website, feel free to get into the social club and get to engage with different people from different sources. We have people from the diaspora, we have people from Nigeria, we have people from Zambia, we have people from Uganda, and we want to say Karibuni sana and thank you for choosing Blackout Fire Network. Thank you for always supporting us also and for keeping up with our content. We hope at the end of the day you are learning something, and you're gonna be able to also educate those who are not aware of everything that is happening around us, because that is what we are all about. You can also download the app on the Google Play Store and get to enjoy these amazing vibes. Man, I feel so calm and I also feel so good. Karibuni sana. And I did get to give some quote of the day. I'm just gonna, hit a little bit of it in case you missed out, just to keep you vibrating higher. Because yesterday, as I said, in case you have missed show, kindly check us on our website, and you're gonna be able to see what we are talking about. And at the end of the day, I'm pretty certain you're gonna be able to learn something in case you are joining us for the first time. And the quote of the day is: be more concerned with your character than your reputation, because your character is what you really are, while your reputation is merely what others think of you. I hope that you did get to acquire something out of it and stop trying to impress people. Getting on to the real matters of the day, we have seen that pandemic has really affected a lot of people. And there's some time back we are talking on the Rhythm Scoop show. We were talking about our locust has really affected us, especially in the 254. That was since last year till the early of this year, by affecting a lot of crops, and so many people do go on a damage, rather on a loss, because they had invested a lot in it. But most of them have right now turned it into a business, and it seems even in South Africa they are also turning flies into food, not only for themselves but also to their pets, because the matters of economy has really affected a lot of people. And at the end of the day, people need to make ends meet. At the end of the day, people need to see how they can survive. Despite you are a pet or you are trying to survive by your own, you need to make the ends meet. So it's been reported that South Africa is now turning flies into foods for pets and also for the humans themselves. And this is quite a business that has been going around, and it's bringing the most. And also, I did get to mention a little bit of the locust, which is also happening in the 254. And at the end of the day, you need to become creative. That is when I was saying that if this pandemic has not really woken you up in any particular kind of way, if this pandemic has not really educated you, or rather, given you the awakening, for yourself, for you to realize, I can do this without even without the normal that we are used to, without the government even trying to control us. I can do this and this and this and try to make my ends meet. If this pandemic has really worked in you, I don't know then what you have really learned out of it. Because personally, if I'm to reflect back, when I'm gonna be having a baby, maybe 5 years later on, I don't know, but I'm gonna be telling them or her or he, there was a certain kind of pandemic that did get to happen, was called COVID-19, and this is when I did get to do this and this and this and this. And I'm pretty certain as someone, or maybe I'm gonna be able to inspire also someone out of my own situation. And I hope that you also are reflecting the same. And for South Africans, I want to say congratulations, because it is a way, or it is a win-win for them, as long as you are making something out of something, it is bringing an income. Because at the end of the day, you need hustle to keep yourself going. You have kids, you have a husband to take care of, you have a wife, you have bills, you have schools, and a lot of things that are going around our lives. So we need to make our ends meet. Going on to the other next matter before we get onto our topic of the day, it is the matter of social medias not wanting to bugging so much into people's privacy, I can say so. So right now there has been a rise of of online free speech, and people need freedom. They are claiming that they need freedom for them to be able to make their own speeches. And not only that, they also need privacy, because for so long, For me myself, if you look into the programs that we've been having here, you can check that there was some time back I did get to speak about social medias, how they're always viewing us, how they're always, they know what we like, they know our likes and dislikes, they know everything literally about that, about us. Especially, I'm always, personally I can say I'm always on fear when my location status is on. I always ensure that my location status is off, because I don't know, somehow these are the people who always connect to you. These somehow people out there, you're gonna end up maybe being kidnapped, maybe you're being looked for, maybe something is going to happen unto you, and that is how you are located to where you really are. So personally, I always love ensuring that my location is literally closed. But that is not the major issue. The major issue is the matters of privacy, and I just do hope that at the end of the day, that these people are going to be able to ensure that people have their own privacy. They might be in charge of WhatsApp, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and a lot of things, but at the end of the day, Facebook, we need privacy, because it is the generation that we are running in today. You never know. We have seen many things linking out outside here, but you don't know how insecure, or maybe even in terms of business, you have to be sure that whatever I'm doing with my phone, it is really secure. And of also matters of speech, people are supposed to be given the right to speeches, because I do believe most of the people do express themselves in different ways. Personally, I express myself by talking. I love talking, literally. I love talking. But if I decide to also become silent, it is for a reason, because also silence is a way of vibrating. But I do believe that people are supposed to be given the right to speech, and I do hope that these social media handles are going to be able to acquire, rather adhere to people's needs. Nonetheless, moving on to the matter of the day, as I say, karibuni sana once again. Please do remember to interact with us, and also tell us how is your day coming along on the Black of Fine Network. Thank you for joining us and for choosing us and for taking your time. We are not taking your time for granted. On the matter of the day is, for so long, I've been relating with yesterday's stories or the yesterday's topic, whereby, still consider matters of our ancestors for so long, considering with the books. Actually, yesterday, I remember we were talking about on the Rhythm Scoop Show, mentioning a little bit of the books that, we did get to study in school. We had The River and the Source, we had Caucasian, we had there's another one. Let me just get the name. There's let me get the name, but I'm gonna be able to give because that is the source of everything. And so many books, even in the history, the books that we literally read. For so long, our ancestors, rather the people who even died way back, those whom we've lost way back, they have, been giving us messages on, everything that has been happening around the world, because we do believe that the matters of corruption, they have not started right now. It's begun since, the slavery moment, since we were colonized by the French and the British, and, so many Africans, so many African countries, we know that they have been colonized by different, types of, these European people. But the major issue is, the books that have been reflected to us. When we study them, and due to the system of education, it is in such a way, personally, if I reflect back, and which I'll also be sharing a certain little bit of the video of by Professor Lumumba, which he was explaining further. And I was really nodding my head. I was like, wow, okay, this is what has really been happening. Because when you are reading, personally, I remember when I was reading, I did get to read The River and the Source. It is literally more of African, more of, a lot of things about Africa, the culture, everything, the marriage traditionals and everything, like a lot of things. And it was a nice book, but I did get to understand it more if I went to a theater and get to see the whole thing on the whole play. But I'm trying to read the fiction in the mentality is whereby, I'm not trying to understand what is really, really happening. So the real major issue is that our history has been reflected to us ancestors through books, but we have been ignorant, and of course due to the system of education, in such a way we really do not understand what is really going on around us, in such a way that the truth has been hidden, and the fiction of the mentality, our minds have really been filled with so many lies, the religion and everything, in such a way you don't want to broaden more to see what is really happening around you, or even what is really being written around the book, because the truth has been reflected through the books. But I was asking, how many of you do really get to know this? Because personally, I remember there was a time back I did get to love I loved reading novels. I even have a Wattpad on my phone, but it takes time for you to even sit down for you to start reading. I know a story, a certain particular story, because even on the Wattpad itself, it's very rare for you to find any African story. But I'm talking about the stories, the books, which one that you have touched, and maybe the history that you have been passed on in terms of education, something that maybe you are educated, maybe in terms of education, but you did not really get to understand it. So I'll share a little bit of the video, of course, as you reflect to the issue, and tell me, do you really think that Africans, we have been ignorant because the truth has been given unto us through the books, but we have been ignorant because we are supposed to be building our, we are supposed to come together, unite together. And as I said, if it is a matter of uniting together, it is not for the faint heart. You need to be super ready. You need to be very ready to change your mentality, to grow, to see life in a different way. And of course, when you start seeing all this, also people are going to notice maybe the change in you. Because I can say personally, people look at me in such a weird way. Even when I'm talking about the pandemic, about the job and everything, you always, they look at you, it's like you're a lunatic, you don't know what you're really saying. It's like you're high or something. But at the end of the day, we are here still to educate one another, and to ensure that the truth is getting out there to people. We're gonna take a short musical break. When we come back, I'm gonna be sharing the video. Please keep it the Black or Fine Network, and of course, please engage with me and tell me, do you think the truth has been revealed to us, but we are being ignorant? Because the books, it is the books. I do look at the likes of Julius Nyerere. We have I can't say Jomo Kenyatta, no, because he was a puppet. I can they are supposed to live, how we are supposed to come together, make a change of the world, stop depending on these Europeans, make a change of the slavery mentality, and so many things. But at the end of the day, I do personally, it's ignorance. Because personally, I was ignorant with education. I can say maybe it's being guided by my ancestors, maybe by the universe, because I can say I literally did love education. But at the end of the day, I also feel bad because I didn't pay attention onto some things, onto some notes. But I do hope that we're gonna be able to learn something before the end of the day.
You tell me you don't let anybody touch that body, baby. No, 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 no. If you really love me, you should keep that body safe for me. Only me, baby. Down, 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 down. And don't let me down, baby. Don't kiss another person. Don't do another person. I'm greedy. You should know already that I'm greedy. Oh, oh, I'm greedy. You should know that I'm greedy. Oh, 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 I'm greedy. I'm greedy. I'm greedy. I'm greedy. Oh, 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 I'm greedy. I'm greedy. I'm greedy. I'm greedy. Are you really only one? A lot of guys in my area wanna be that guy. That's why I need a good girl, bad girl. Something like when I in a miniskirt. She give me steady all I'm calling her Rihanna. Just she should get good. I'm greedy. I'm greedy. I'm greedy. I'm greedy.
Ain't that an amazing, amazing jam just to keep you fresh, just like the way Snyder the Don that says it. That is by the one and only Stakis Dakos, and I do love the jam. This is for the ladies, and ladies, stop being greedy because we've seen so many ladies being greedy outside here. In case you missed yesterday's show, that was on the Rhythm School. So we were talking about the tips, how you can, how you can make a first approach, maybe how you can really be nice, on a lady, or rather the tips you can get when you go on a first date, or the impressions you are supposed to make on a first date. In case you missed that one out, please do check it out on the www.blacknetwork.com, and of course you'll be I do believe that you'll be vibing onto the jams. Karibuni once again. This is the Pan African Bliss Show. My name is Joby, and I do hope you are doing great. We are also on Facebook and also on Twitter and also on Instagram. You can find us on Facebook at the Black of Fine Network Radio Station, on Twitter at the Black of Fine Network as well. As use the hashtag Pan African Bliss with Joby and hashtag Black Hours Away coming along, September coming along. And of course, it's the 7th of September. If you are looking forward to achieve whatever you want to achieve this particular day, you can also call us in, SMS us, or tap us at the +254754402-730. David Brown, you're saying that I don't think the truth has been given, but the truth can be found if we search for it. I don't think the truth has been given, but the truth can be found if we search for it. I try to always search for truth, and it takes commitment and discipline. I also agree with that. But my major point is, if you look into the books, actually, if you look into the books that were written way back by our ancestors, they are books. Even in terms of, I'll look for the book. I don't know. Maybe if I ask a little bit of, there is the river and the source, there is Caucasian, there is another one that I did get to. As I share the video, Professor Lumumba, I do believe is going to also mention it, because I do believe it has all the sources, where our African leaders, those who did get to lead in the right way, not the puppets that we have right now, not the matters of corruption that we have right now, the people who do not really understand us right now. I'm talking about way back. If you look into the matters books, because as I was saying, there was a way of communication way back, the African, the real African, thing. I do remember Dr. Mombi was saying that people, we could talk, we could send messages like, is it mentally or something? But if you look back, way back, the ways of communication was through music, armpits, we had triumphs, and we had so many things, actually, so many things that we were communicating. But there was also, the terms of, writing, and so many and some things, so on. So I believe in terms of, the written articles that were left behind us, there is the truth that has been, that has been left to us for us to see, considering what is really happening around the world right now. Like, it is a reflection, that did not really start. It's something that has started right now, because if you look at the matters of the COVID itself, I did get to mention some time back when COVID hit. I remember there's a person who told me, even some time back, like 10 years back in 1990s, there was also a disease. I don't know if it is SARS, but there was also a pandemic, another pandemic. So it's like they take a period of time, then they come up with something, then they come up with something different. But that is not the major issue. I'm talking about the article of the truth, the truth that has been left to us. And personally, I think that, that is my own thought, but I don't know about you, David Brown. Maybe I can totally agree with you, but also disagree with you, because I'm talking about the written books, because some truth has been really written towards it. And if you really dig deeper, also search more about the books that were, written way back, considering the African history, considering the matters of corruption that has not really started right now, considering the matters of African being taken away from us. We were talking about we losing the land of the African continent, and we can see everything is happening right now. We have the Chinese who are coming slowly. And I remember Professor Limba was in a joke saying that the river that we have, the source that right now is really flowing in Africa, the river that is really flowing in Africa, it is the Chinese themselves. And we just want to share the video as you get to reflect what I'm really saying and as you get to understand. You're saying that, oh, okay, I see what you're saying now. Yes, that is what I really mean. Let me just share the video. Let me find it as I get to interact with you more. And as you tell me, what are your thoughts on this? Please do remember to also interact with us. As I said, we are live and interactive on our social media handles. We are also on Facebook and also on Instagram itself. Let me just check it out as I get to, reflect on unto you. Just a little bit. And I got it. Let me just share it with you as we talk more on this.
A big hand for honorable guest, Professor.
That is not the one. Really. That is not the one, but I don't know why I can't find the video here. But let me just look into it because it was really talking about, a lot of things. And considering that he did get to give the greatest speech, I did love it. And I just got that I'm going to bump onto. Let me just check it through my phone, then reflect it, get to see what is really happening here. Let me see about this one. This is the one, if I'm not wrong.
Say the things that he had done. He was the leading farmer. He was the leading singer. He was the leading intellectual. He was the leading husband. And he was the leading everything. We had monsterized our leaders and they became immune from any kind of advice. Meanwhile, the African was suffering. The African woman who thought that upon attainment of political independence, she would now deliver in a decent hospital, was still the victim of a village midwife. The African woman was suffering. The African woman who thought that they would now get water in a tap in their home was still running 5 kilometers away to get water. Meanwhile, our monster leaders were laundering their clothes in France and in Paris.
Still, this is not the one, but let me just, this is the part two.
The African woman who thought they would go to Kariakoo market here in Dar es Salaam or Owino market in Kampala, Uganda, and get all the goodies, could not get them because meanwhile, the Minister for Agriculture had agreed that bad seed be supplied, and meanwhile, we were getting mangoes from Europe. The African woman who thought that they could have food on the table could not have food on the table. We had killed all our sugar industries that we may have sugar from Brazil and Mexico. And the African youth was no different. The African youth who thought that upon realization of independence.
This is not the one. I don't know where the video really disappeared, but let me just check it out one more last time. If I like it, then we're gonna still have to continue with the whatever the topic of the day. But it is amazing. It is an amazing speech. I did get to love whatever he had said. Considering the African and us being ignorant because of the truth that it was given unto us. I don't know. Let me just check this one. This is part one of it, if I'm not wrong. This is not the one. Professor Lumumba greatest speech for 2019. And I don't know why I cannot find the video, but I just, as you interact with us, please tell me what you think about, the topic of the day. What is his name? What is his name? It is Professor Lumumba. Professor Lumumba is his name. Professor Lumumba, that is his name. And I'm just looking for the video because I had reflected in it on my phone, and right now I just cannot find it. Let me just look for it, and let me take a short musical break. When we come back, I'll be playing a little bit of it. Then, as we move on for the day, but as you interact with us, tell me, do you think the truth? We have been ignoring the truth because through the sources of the ancient leaders, by our ancestors themselves, and I think that we have been ignorant because of also the system of education that has been also fixing our minds and not enabling us to know the truth. This is by the one and only Josephine. Keep it the Black of Financial. We'll be right back after this short musical break.
Oh no. It's Josephine, yo. Baby, you don't send me, I get the juice. And I get the shots. I go cook you nice pepper soup, yeah. With most of my shots. I go do the dance together. Baby, let me alright from my back. Trust me, I will rock you about it. You don't love me more like I got. You be like, hey, I like the shot to my body. You be like, say, baby, I like the shot to my body. Let me feel your sexy touch all over me. Give me nicely all over me. I can do it enough for all over me. Give me plenty all over me. Let me feel your sexy touch all over me. Give me nicely all over me. I can do it enough for all over me. Give me plenty all over me. I am beautiful. I am beautiful.
Yes, I. And I did find the video, so let me share a little bit of it.
I, like many, read and watched the news, and it was amazing that within a period of.
So this is the video. If you are joining us, Karibuni Sana, thank you so much for choosing the Blackout Friday Network and for taking your time for being here. I am talking about us being ignorant about I'm saying about our information, the information about the African and everything that is really happening right now. We were informed about it. Samuel, Karibu Sana. I hope you are doing great. So I'm saying about, the information about everything that is really happening right now, that has been happening. We have been passed this information by our ancestors, by, the leaders who are way back by, Julius Nyerere, and those leaders who are really not the puppets themselves, those who are not puppets, but those who knew what is really happening, and those who declined, about the Europeans and everything. So personally, I'm saying, or rather and me reflecting also to what Professor Lumumba really wants to say, because this is a great speech that I did get to love about him. And he was talking about, the system of education has really tampered with our mind in such a way we have not seen the truth, even with the book that have been left behind us. So I'm asking, do you think we are being ignorant because the message are still, it is, in our open eyes, but we have not been able to notice everything. We have not been able to see this is what our leaders really wanted us to do, because we were speaking about the matters of unity, which we really lack right now because Africans are so divided. They are also talking about the matters of us depending on the Europeans so much, and him saying that the flow, we are supposed to be having the flow of kindness, love, unity towards each other, and coming up with our own resources, because Africa is the richest continent and we are supposed to be the ones who are producing things, but not other countries. We taking things from other countries and receiving them, which are really meant to kill us, which are meant to destroy us and our true selves. So personally, my point is, I think we have been lost, and that is true. I totally agree with him, because we've not been seeing the truth, and it's not our fault, but it's still our fault, because even right now, with everything that is happening around, not so many Africans want to wake up, because as I said, you're gonna be seen as a lunatic for you talking the truth, for you acting different, because you are in your awakening moment and you are seeing things in a different way that other people do not really want to see. Even if you are laying out the truth outside there, not so many people are willing to learn. And I did get to enjoy yesterday's show as much as I did get to join a little bit late on the Africa Today, where Keith was talking about so many people, how people are really big ignorant, and the matters of the mask. And I did get to mention that a lot of people are going to die, because me personally, over the weekend, I've interacted with a lot of people, and I didn't have the mask on, and I was just super shocked seeing people with their masks on, and them telling me I've been vaccinated. I'm like, okay, if you are being vaccinated, why the hell do you have the mask on? It is meant to protect you, right? Then why do you have the mask on? And I was just telling them the truth. After this particular kind of this is what is really going to happen, in this and this and this. As much as YouTube does not want us to reflect all this, it is high time that people get to wake up and see the truth. So I'm just going to share the video as you get to understand a little bit of what is
Only
happening.
several months, the African leaders had been invited to Beijing in China. And not immediately, not so long after that, the Chancellor of Germany was in Africa. And immediately after that, the French president was in Africa. And immediately after that, the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom was in Africa. And immediately after that, the President of China was in Africa, so that Africa became some kind of political and economic mecca, giving meaning to these words, that if the mountain cannot go to Muhammad, Muhammad will go to the mountain. Which begs the question, what is it in Africa that people seek? And how must Africa respond to the world in this environment? Many will say that the problems in any of Africa have been analyzed and perhaps overanalyzed. And we no longer need to paralyze ourselves through analysis. And it behooves us to make prescriptions on how we should grow Africa. There is merit in such arguments that we now pretty much know what Africa needs. And indeed, what Africa needs has always been known. And the most eloquent articulation of what Africa ought to do in order to realize our potential was articulated in 1963. I remind my audience, perhaps ad nauseum, that in 1963, regardless of who had colonized who, when the 32 African leaders met in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, in the month of May 1963, it mattered not who was speaking, whether it was Ufem, Wanyi, or Cote d'Ivoire, or Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana,
who then
or
made
it
sense
was
of
Amadou
the
Ahidjo
Cameroon,
who then made
or
sense
David Dacko
of the
of Central
Cameroon,
African
or
Republic, or
David
Haile
Dacko of
Selassie
Central African
of
Republic, or
Ethiopia,
Haile
or
Selassie
Nyerere of
of
Tanganyika,
Ethiopia, or
they
Nyerere
were
of Tanganyika,
unanimous
they were
and clear in their mind
unanimous
that
and
for
clear in their
Africa to
mind that
realize
for
the
Africa
potential,
to realize
Africa
the
had to
potential
unite.
Africa
But they
had
were
to
not
unite.
naive.
But
They were not naive in
They were not
assuming
naive
that
in
unity
assuming
meant
that
unanimity.
unity meant
They were not
unanimity.
naive
They were not
in
naive
assuming that when
in
they
assuming
talked
that when
about
they
unity,
talked
they did
about
not
unity, they did
appreciate
not
the
appreciate
diversity
the
of Africa.
diversity of
They
Africa.
were
They
clear
were
in
clear
their mind
in their
that our
mind that our
diversity was our
diversity was
strength,
our
and
strength,
that
and that
diversity need not
diversity
be
need not be
defined by others.
defined by others.
They were
They were
alive to the
alive to
fact
the
that
fact
in
that
our
in our
diversity,
diversity
we had
we
been
had been
placed in
placed in
pigeonholes and
pigeonholes and
gridlock
gridlock
by our
by our
colonial
colonial
powers,
powers,
and that
and that
therefore
therefore
those who had been colonized by the Portuguese found themselves being described by politicians and historians and indeed anthropologists as Lusophones in an attempt to pigeonhole them and to create a chasm between them and their African brethren. They were alive to the fact that through the process of assimilation, those who had been colonized by the French were being told that your ancestors were the Gauls and that they had been pigeonholed, and a chasm was created between them and their brethren, being told that you ought to gravitate towards Paris, and that those who had been colonized by the British were also being reminded that they were Anglophones. And that therefore, in their clarity of mind and in their vision, and I dare say, perhaps in a manner that is hyperbolic, that Kwame Nkrumah was or had the vision of a Jewish prophet, even without the gift. Why do I say he was able to recognize that if Africans did not deal with the fundamentals in those very embryonic days, there was a danger that the erstwhile colonial power would use both subtle and indeed pernicious to ensure that Africans were divided. How right they were. How right they were. That the dividends of independence did not come in the torrents that we had expected. Because what did we expect independence to give us? We expected that upon acquisition, if you may, upon regaining our independence, our dignity would be restored. Because that indeed was the fountain from which our very being would be underlined and given her pride of place. The entire process of colonization was also a process of dehumanization. And the leaders of the day were clear that when we regain our independence, then we would be able to do things for ourselves, that we would be able to interact with other civilizations on an equal footing, that we would be able to create education systems that would be relevant to our people, that we would be able to grow our own food, that we would be able to exploit our resources in a manner that would be beneficial to us, that we would be able to do things that would be for the general good and the benefit of the people. And it is instructive that at that time when we were regaining our independence, the world was schizophrenic in many ways. And when I use the word schizophrenia, I'm using it as a term of art. It is always remembered that in 1945, when the entire continent of Africa was under the yoke of colonization, Liberia, Sierra Leone, and Ethiopia, the world was sitting in San Francisco and telling ourselves that all men are born equal. It is instructive that 3 years later in Paris, France, in the year of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, it is the same year that Henry Foot was creating the apartheid government in South Africa and saying that the Africans were fit to be drawers of water and he was a wood. So that schizophrenia of the world saying one thing with one side of the mouth and another with the other side, saying with its mouth what it did not believe in our head, is what defines how we are today. So that Africa still finds herself punching below her political weight, punching below her economic weight, punching below her weight generally. Great in prospect, but not in fact. Which makes others think that Africa cannot be great. But I do not belong to that school. And we must never belong to that school. Because the school that must carry the day is the school that tells us that Africa's better days are in front of her. And that Africa will be great. But it will not be great because of the number of teachers that we make, or the pronouncements that we make, or that we engage in prayer and fasting. Africa will be great if our sons and daughters are able to recognize what is in their best interest, and they begin to engage in a constructive manner, regardless of where they are. You know, when I look at some of the activities of the sons and daughters of Africa in the early 19th century, and I look at it in an environment. I look at it in an environment where there were no mobile phones. I look at it in an environment where the length of communication was and dead. Yet, in the face of those difficulties, it's possible for Jamaica's Marcus Garvey, a vision of the African people required. And if it did not require, demanded that they must work together. What vision in those early days? Yet in those days, I can still hear the words of a man who is not mentioned as often as he should be. South Africa speaking Kaisa Kaseme, speaking in 1906 here in the United States of America, and saying that Africa must be regenerated. I can still hear the many beautiful speeches of W. recognizing that the African Americans, even in those days, had to collaborate with their brethren in the mother continent. I can hear, even in those early days, the words of Martin Luther King Jr. and even the telling us that our success not only required but demanded that we work together. I can hear on that day of the independence, Nana Kwame Nkrumah says that the independence of Ghana means nothing if the rest of Africa is not free. The question is, we who are the
to the end of the show today, and I want to appreciate everyone who has taken their time for joining us. I hope to continue this very same video because we are still even halfway of it, and it has a really greatest content and a great speech, and I do love and appreciate Professor Lumumba because he chose to stand with his rights and for fighting for Africa and what he really believes in that Africa deserves. I as a work resources that we really need to refer to. We have so many things that we really need to refer to reconnect with whatever that is really happening now in the world of today, because it is like everything was prophesied, but due to the lack of due to system of education and lack of knowledge about ourselves, lack of knowledge about who we really are, lack of knowledge of the Europeans' intention towards Africa, and everything that is also generating around us, the fear that is being instilled in us, that is why we see that most of us are lost within ourselves and lost within the community, lost within the government. So many people always keep on fighting about politics. You see, when you come actually to different parts of Kenya, or maybe even Africa, you find so many people are spotted somewhere. They are jobless, don't want to do anything, but they're going to be discussing Uhuru the whole day, Raila the whole day, considering at the end of the day, this person is not going to bring food at your table. So let us change our minds, our perspective of thinking, and reflect back to whatever was really left behind us, because that was the book. It is let me just check it out again. That is the book that
as was expected of them, embrace the philosophy. If Kwame were to speak in 1957, would he have been right in saying, as Nigeria's Chinua Achebe once famously wrote?
Anyway, that is what is really happening. Nonetheless, I want to appreciate everyone for taking their time, for joining us. Thank you, David Brown. Thank you, Samuel, and to the rest of the family who are watching. Thank you for taking your time, for joining the Black of Fire Network Media for the 21st century. This has been the Pan-African Vision with me, your host, Joby. 11 minutes to 1 p.m. And remember, we also have other shows lined up for you. Keep it the Black of Fire Network for now to say Kwaheri with this amazing jam, because it's a banger for me and I love it. And I appreciate music that Nigerians are giving unto the African people. And I hope that you are enjoying this one. It's greedy. I'll get to play it once again. To the ladies, stop being greedy to your men and be nice. Nonetheless, thank you so much for now to say Kwaherini. Keep it the Black of Fire Network.
If you love me, don't you let anybody touch that body. Baby, no. If you really love me, you should keep that body safe for me. Only me, exclusive for me.